Are you still going down Southeastern?
They didn't know if they're gonna get mobile homes.
Good evening. I call to order this regular joint meeting of the Minnehaha County and Sioux Falls Board of Adjustments. I will begin with a few introductory comments. As a courtesy to everyone here tonight, please make sure that all cell phones are turned off. The two boards work together as a joint zoning board of adjustment to consider variance applications and administrative appeals within the rural area surrounding the city. The area is displayed on the screen. Actions taken by the Board of Adjustments require 2/3 majority vote for approval, and all actions are considered as final. First on the agenda is public input. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on an item that is not on the agenda? The next thing is the approval of the minutes of April 22nd, 2019. Is there a meeting, or is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes on the county side.
Motion to approve?
Second.
And a motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Passes on the C side.
Okay, item number 2 is a variance 19-06 to reduce the required lot width from 125 feet to 99 feet on the property legally described as Lot 24, Block 2, Split Rock Heights, 2nd Edition, Section 19, Township 101 North, Range 48 West. Petitioner is Carolyn Thielen. Property owner is Carolyn and Matthew Thielen, 6309 East Vaughn Circle. It's about a half mile east of Sioux Falls. Scott?
Yes, Scott Anderson, Planning Director, and I'll be reviewing this request for you tonight. It is a variance request, as you indicated, to reduce the lot width from 125 feet to 99 feet. There is a requirement that each lot that is platted in this zoning district have a minimum width of 125 feet. And in this situation, we have 2 existing properties that have been platted, and there's residences on each of the lots. And they wish to exchange basically, or sell, one neighbor is gonna sell approximately 420 square feet to the other neighbor. And that is to rectify some issues with landscaping and sprinkler systems. And to the untrained eye, I don't think anyone would notice that their one lot was less than 125 feet. However, in order to accomplish the replatting through the city and the county, they need to obtain the variance. So, as you know, there are several criteria that we are obligated to look at when we are granting a variance, and I'll go over those quickly for you, and then I'll show some pictures and be available for questions if you have any. So those criteria that we look at are there specific circumstances or conditions that exist? And it should be noted that not all situations can be covered by a zoning ordinance. And in this situation, the applicant provided us a set of compelling circumstances and conditions which were somewhat unique and support the granting of a variance. This is the applicant is proposing to rectify some issues that arise with the landscaping. And most of these lots, if you look at them, are pretty narrow for as big as they are, so they're sort of long and narrow. And some of the lots don't meet the minimum lot width requirements. So number 2, does the variance grant a use which is excluded in that zoning district? And it does not. Single-family residences are allowed in the rural residential district, and the proposed change would not impact the uses or the property values, and the proposed lot sizes would exceed the minimum lot requirements. Number 3, are there any specific circumstances or existing conditions which strict application of the zoning ordinance would be an unwarranted hardship? Strict application of a minimum lot size would mean that these lots could never change because both lots were almost exactly 125 feet. And in order to accommodate that narrowness, if you were to change the lots, perhaps that could be considered a physical hardship, which was a hardship that was not brought on by the applicants. Number 4, is approving the variance contrary to the public interest? And is it in harmony with the intent of the zoning ordinance? And the intended use for this area is a residential use. Granting the variance would allow for the continued usefulness of of those residences, and it would meet the general purposes of the zoning ordinance. Lastly, are there circumstances or conditions upon which no possibility that the property could be developed in strict conformity with the provisions of the zoning regulations, and that therefore authorization of a variance is therefore necessary to enable reasonable use of the property? The request is a reasonable use of the property. It allows for the best development of the site. It allows for the sprinkler systems and other infrastructure to be located on the correct parcels. So with those considerations, it was reviewed by the city as well, city planning, and they had no issues and recommended approval of the proposed variance request, and their comments were included in your packet for review. With all of that information, our recommendation is for approval to reduce that minimum lot size in the rural residential district from 125 feet to approximately 99 feet. And then I'll quickly go through some slides here for you. You can see this is the subject area. It's a cul-de-sac, lots of long, skinny lots. And if you look up at the cul-de-sac along the road, you can see where the proposed plat is the lot line is being shifted, and just that small 100 or 420 square feet alters the minimum lot width, and that's why we're going through this variance request. You can see the landscaping and the sprinkler systems and whatnot of that 420 square feet. This is the neighbor's property. This is the subject property upon which they will now have a 99-foot wide lot, and this one would be a little bit wider. So it's a built-out cul-de-sac. There's residences throughout the entire neighborhood, and as I indicated, to the untrained eye, I don't think anyone would notice that there's really any difference there. So I'd be glad to answer any questions. This is standing back, and you can see where the slope of the toe of the hill comes down, and so there is a little bit of a grade elevation there that perhaps could warrant a variance as well. You can see the flag here and then up towards the street, and that's basically the small area that's being swapped out. So I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
I guess none at this time, Scott. Is the petitioner here? Will you please come forward? State your name and address.
Yeah, I'm the petitioner. I'm the owner of the property in question there, so I don't think it was listed as such on the application, but that is my residence you're staring at in the picture there.
Okay, will you please state your name and address, please?
James Unag, 6301 East Fawn Circle, Sioux Falls.
Any questions for him?
Well, that was easy, given the circumstances. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, commissioners? Any further questions?
Anyone
Discussion?
else? Anyone else wanted to speak on it?
Oh, it's all right. Is there anyone else in the room that care to speak on this item? Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion to approve variance 19-06.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes on the county side.
Move to approve variance 1906.
Second.
So we have a first and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Passes on the city side.
Thank you. There is no old business, no new business.
Move for adjournment.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes on county side.
Move for adjournment.
Second.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Adjourn.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
I hope you're feeling better. Man,